A lesson on Africa. 1. Geography and diversity. Africa is the second largest continent in the world, covering about 30.3 million square kilometers, 11.7 million square miles, and home to over 1.4 billion people. The continent is incredibly diverse, with 54 countries and thousands of ethnic groups, languages, and cultures. It is surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea to the north, the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean to the east, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. Notable geographical features include the Sahara Desert, the largest hot desert in the world, located in North Africa; the Nile River, the longest river in the world, flowing through 11 countries, including Egypt and Sudan; Mount Kilimanjaro, Africa's highest mountain, located in Tanzania; the Great Rift Valley, a geological wonder stretching from East Africa to the Middle East. Africa is also rich in biodiversity, with famous wildlife species like lions, elephants, giraffes, and rhinoceroses. 2. Ancient civilizations. Africa is the cradle of humanity, where the earliest humans are believed to have evolved millions of years ago. Archaeological evidence, like the discovery of ancient fossils in East Africa, supports this theory. The continent is home to some of the world's earliest and most advanced civilizations, such as ancient Egypt, known for its pyramids, hieroglyphics, and contributions to mathematics, medicine, and architecture; the Kingdom of Kush, located in present-day Sudan, known for its rich culture and trade with Egypt; Great Zimbabwe, a medieval kingdom in southern Africa, famous for its impressive stone structures; West African empires, the Ghana, Mali, and Songhai empires flourished through trade in gold and salt. Mali's city of Timbuktu was a renowned center of learning. 3. Colonial era and independence movements. In the late 19th century, European powers divided Africa during the Scramble for Africa, colonizing nearly the entire continent by 1900. Colonial rule disrupted African societies, economies, and governance, often exploiting resources and people. The 20th century saw widespread independence movements. Key moments include Ghana becoming the first sub-Saharan African country to gain independence in 1957, Nelson Mandela leading the fight against apartheid in South Africa, eventually becoming its first black president in 1994. 4. Modern Africa. Today, Africa is a continent of growth and potential, despite facing challenges like poverty, political instability, and climate change. Many countries are experiencing economic development driven by natural resources, agriculture, and technology. Key points about modern Africa. Languages. Africa is home to over 2,000 languages, with Swahili, Arabic, and French being widely spoken. Culture. Rich traditions in music, dance, art, and storytelling. African music styles like Afrobeat and genres like highlife have influenced global music. Cities. Rapid urbanization has led to growing cities like Lagos, Nigeria, Cairo, Egypt, and Nairobi, Kenya. 5. Africa's global importance. Resources. Africa holds vast natural resources, including oil, gold, diamonds, and rare earth minerals. Climate and biodiversity. Africa plays a critical role in combating climate change with its forests, such as the Congo Basin. Youthful population. With the youngest population globally, Africa is poised to be a hub of innovation and economic growth in the coming decades. 1. Geography. The land of diversity. Africa is the second largest continent, covering 20% of the world's land area. It is surrounded by the Mediterranean Sea to the north, the Red Sea to the northeast, the Indian Ocean to the east, and the Atlantic Ocean to the west. Africa has 54 countries, each with unique landscapes, cultures, and histories. Key geographical highlights include the Sahara Desert, the world's largest hot desert; the Nile River, the world's longest river, flowing over 6,650 kilometers through countries like Egypt and Sudan; the Congo rainforest, the second largest tropical rainforest on Earth; Victoria Falls, one of the world's largest and most famous waterfalls, located on the Zambia-Zimbabwe border. Africa is also known for its diverse climates, ranging from tropical rainforests to savannas and deserts. 2. The cradle of humanity. Africa is often called the cradle of humanity because the earliest human ancestors originated here. Fossil discoveries, such as Lucy, an ancient hominid skeleton found in Ethiopia, show that human life began in Africa over 2 million years ago. 3. Ancient civilizations and kingdoms. Africa has a rich history of advanced civilizations. Ancient Egypt, North Africa, famous for the pyramids, pharaohs, and hieroglyphic writing. Kingdom of Aksum, Ethiopia, known for trade, and the adoption of Christianity in the 4th century. West African empires. The Ghana Empire, 9th to 11th centuries, prospered through gold and salt trade. The Mali Empire, led by Mansa Musa, became famous for wealth and learning, especially in Timbuktu. The Songhai Empire succeeded Mali and was known for its military strength and administration. Great Zimbabwe built impressive stone cities in southern Africa during the Middle Ages. 4. Colonization and struggle for independence. From the 15th century, Europeans began exploring Africa for resources, initiating the transatlantic slave trade, which devastated African societies. In the late 19th century, European powers divided and colonized Africa during the scramble for Africa. By the early 20th century, nearly all African nations were under colonial rule. The 20th century brought a wave of independence movements. Ghana became the first sub-Saharan country to gain independence in 1957. Nelson Mandela and the fight against apartheid symbolized the broader struggle for freedom and equality. 5. Modern Africa. Today, Africa is a continent of opportunities and challenges. Economy. Africa is rich in natural resources, including gold, diamonds, oil, and minerals. Countries like Nigeria and South Africa are key economic players. Languages. With over 2,000 languages spoken, Africa is the most linguistically diverse continent. Arabic, Swahili, and English are among the most widely spoken languages. Urban growth. Cities like Lagos, Cairo, and Johannesburg are among the fastest growing in the world. Culture. Africa is renowned for its music, dance, art, and storytelling traditions, which have influenced global culture from jazz to hip-hop. 6. Africa's role in the world. Africa plays a vital role globally. Natural resources supplies key minerals like cobalt and lithium for technology. Youth population. Over 60% of Africans are under 25, making Africa the youngest continent and a hub for future innovation. Biodiversity. Protecting Africa's wildlife and ecosystems is crucial for global climate stability. Africa, a brief overview. Geography. Africa is the second largest continent with 54 countries, diverse landscapes like the Sahara Desert, the Nile River, and the Congo rainforest, and rich biodiversity. History. Known as the cradle of humanity, Africa is where human life began. It was home to great civilizations like ancient Egypt, the Mali Empire, and Great Zimbabwe. Colonial era. European powers colonized Africa in the 19th century, exploiting its resources. By the mid-20th century, independence movements brought freedom to most countries. Modern Africa, a youthful, diverse continent rich in natural resources and culture. Cities like Lagos and Cairo are growing rapidly, while music, art, and traditions influence the world. Africa's resilience and potential make it a key player in global history and the future. Africa overview. Africa, the second largest continent, is home to 54 countries, diverse landscapes like the Sahara and Nile, and rich biodiversity. It's the cradle of humanity and has a history of great civilizations like ancient Egypt and the Mali Empire. Colonized by Europeans in the 19th century, Africa gained independence in the 20th century. Today, it's a vibrant continent with vast resources, cultural richness, and a young, growing population shaping its future. Africa in brief. Africa, the second largest continent with 54 countries, is rich in culture, history, and resources. Known as the cradle of humanity, it was home to ancient civilizations like Egypt and Mali. Colonized in the 19th century, it regained independence in the 20th. Today, Africa is a dynamic continent with diverse landscapes, abundant natural wealth, and a young population driving its future. Africa summary. Africa, the second largest continent, has 54 countries and immense cultural, historical, and natural diversity. As the cradle of humanity, it hosted ancient civilizations like Egypt and Mali. Colonized in the 19th century, it achieved independence in the 20th. Today, Africa is a vibrant and resource-rich continent with a youthful population shaping its future.